What happens when a leaked video shatters the carefully crafted image of one of the most powerful couples in the world? The story begins on a quiet evening in Washington, D.C., where the Obamas are hosting a small, intimate dinner at their home. The atmosphere is warm, filled with laughter and the clinking of glasses. Michelle, elegant as ever, is discussing her latest initiative, while Barack, charismatic and relaxed, entertains their guests with stories from his presidency. Everything seems perfect, until it isn't. The next morning, the world wakes up to a bombshell. A video, grainy but unmistakable, surfaces online. It shows Barack Obama in what appears to be a private, tender moment with Jennifer Aniston. The internet explodes. Social media platforms are flooded with hashtags, memes, and heated debates. News outlets scramble to verify the authenticity of the video, but the damage is already done. The Obamas' marriage, long seen as a symbol of strength and unity, is suddenly under a microscope. Michelle is blindsided. She watches the video in stunned silence, her mind racing. How could this happen? Was this why Barack had been so distant lately? She remembers the late nights, the sudden business trips, the excuses. Her heart sinks as the pieces start to fall into place. But Michelle is no stranger to adversity. She takes a deep breath, steels herself, and decides to confront Barack. The tension in their home is palpable as they sit down to talk. The air feels heavy, charged with unspoken words and unresolved emotions. Barack, for his part, is visibly shaken. He denies any wrongdoing at first, insisting the video is a fabrication, a smear campaign. But as Michelle presses him, his defenses crumble. He admits to a friendship with Jennifer that may have crossed a line, though he insists it was never physical. Michelle's heart breaks. She feels betrayed, not just by Barack, but by the life they've built together. The trust that once held them together now feels like a fragile thread, ready to snap. Meanwhile, Jennifer Aniston is thrust into the spotlight in a way she never wanted. Paparazzi camp outside her home, and her phone won't stop ringing. Friends, family, and even strangers demand answers. Jennifer is furious, not just at the invasion of her privacy, but at the way her name is being dragged through the mud. She releases a statement denying any romantic involvement with Barack, but the public remains skeptical. The media frenzy only grows, and Jennifer finds herself caught in a storm she didn't see coming. As the days pass, the pressure mounts. Michelle and Barack try to navigate their crumbling marriage in private, but the world won't let them. Every move they make is scrutinized, every word analyzed. The couple's attempts to present a united front only seem to fuel the rumors. Michelle, ever the pillar of strength, begins to question whether staying in the marriage is worth the toll it's taking on her and their family. Barack, desperate to make amends, struggles to find the right words to repair the damage he's caused. The story takes a dramatic turn when Michelle decides to take a step back. She announces a temporary separation, shocking the world and sending shockwaves through their inner circle. Barack is devastated but respects her decision. He knows he's the one who broke their trust, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to earn it back. But the road to redemption is long and uncertain. In the midst of the chaos, Jennifer Aniston makes a bold move. She holds a press conference, not to defend herself, but to call out the toxic culture of speculation and judgment that has consumed the media. Her words resonate with millions, and for a moment, the focus shifts from scandal to the larger issues at play. Jennifer's courage inspires Michelle, who begins to find her voice again. She starts speaking out about the importance of self-respect and the need to prioritize one's own well-being, even in the face of public scrutiny. As the dust begins to settle, the Obamas are left to pick up the pieces of their lives. The leaked video may have exposed cracks in their marriage, but it also revealed their humanity. They are not the perfect couple the world once thought they were. They are flawed, vulnerable, and real. And in that vulnerability, they find a new kind of strength. The story ends with a sense of hope. Michelle and Barack, though separated, are working towards a new understanding. Jennifer, having weathered the storm, emerges stronger and more determined than ever. And the world, having witnessed the fall and rise of these iconic figures, is reminded that even in the face of scandal, there is always a path forward. Months have passed since the leaked video turned the Obamas' world upside down. The initial shock has faded, but the scars remain. Michelle and Barack are living separately, each trying to rebuild their lives in the shadow of the scandal. Michelle has thrown herself into her work, focusing on her initiatives and spending more time with their daughters. She's found solace in the quiet moments, early morning runs, late-night reading, and long conversations with close friends. But the pain of betrayal lingers, a constant ache she can't quite shake. Barack, meanwhile, is grappling with his own guilt. He's taken a step back from the public eye, spending time reflecting on his mistakes and the choices that led him here. He reaches out to Michelle regularly, not to make excuses, but to apologize and to show her he's serious about change. Their conversations are tense at first, filled with awkward silences and unspoken hurt. But slowly, tentatively, they begin to find a new rhythm. It's not the same as before. It can't be. But there's a glimmer of hope that they might find a way forward, even if it's not together. Jennifer Aniston, too, is navigating her new reality. The media frenzy has died down, but the experience has left its mark. She's more guarded now, more selective about who she lets into her life. But she's also found a renewed sense of purpose. Inspired by the support she received after her press conference, she's launched a campaign to combat online harassment and protect people's privacy. It's a cause close to her heart, and she's determined to make a difference. Her strength and resilience have earned her respect and admiration, and she's emerged from the scandal stronger than ever. As the months turn into a year, the Obamas' lives begin to stabilize. Michelle and Barack start to co-parent more effectively, putting their daughters first and finding ways to support each other without reopening old wounds. They even attend a few public events together, presenting a united front for the sake of their family. The world watches closely, speculating about whether they might reconcile. But Michelle and Barack know that their journey is their own, and they're in no rush to define what their future holds. Then, one evening, Michelle receives a call from Jennifer. It's unexpected, but not unwelcome. Jennifer has been thinking about the fallout from the scandal and the way it affected all of them. She suggests a meeting, not to rehash the past, but to find closure and perhaps even build something positive from the wreckage. Michelle hesitates at first, but curiosity wins out. She agrees, and the two women arrange to meet at a quiet cafe in Los Angeles. The meeting is awkward at first. There's so much history between them, so much pain and misunderstanding. But as they talk, they begin to see each other not as rivals or victims, but as two women who've been through the ringer and come out stronger. They share their stories, their struggles, and their hopes for the future. By the end of the conversation, they've formed an unlikely bond, united by their shared experience and their determination to move forward. The story ends with a sense of closure and new beginnings. Michelle and Barack, though still separated, have found a way to coexist peacefully and support each other as they navigate their new lives. Jennifer, having found her voice and her purpose, is thriving in her career and her personal life. And the world, having witnessed their journey, is reminded that even in the face of scandal and heartbreak, there is always the possibility of redemption and growth. As the camera fades out, we see Michelle, Barack, and Jennifer each standing at a crossroads, looking towards the future with hope and determination. Their stories are far from over, but they've proven that even the most public falls can lead to private triumphs. And in that, there is a lesson for us all. A year has passed since Michelle and Jennifer's unexpected meeting in Los Angeles. The world has moved on to new scandals, new headlines, but for the three of them, Michelle, Barack, and Jennifer, the journey of healing and self-discovery continues. Michelle has found a new sense of purpose, channeling her energy into a memoir that explores not just her time in the White House, but her personal struggles and triumphs. It's raw, honest, and deeply personal, a story of resilience that resonates with millions. The book becomes a bestseller, but more importantly, it helps Michelle reclaim her narrative. She's no longer just the former First Lady or the woman wronged by scandal. She's Michelle Obama, a force in her own right. Barack, too, has been on a journey of reinvention. He's taken up teaching, mentoring young leaders at a university. The classroom becomes his sanctuary, a place where he can share his experiences and learn from the next generation. He's also been quietly working on a project close to his heart, a foundation aimed at bridging divides and fostering dialogue in a polarized world. It's his way of giving back, of turning his mistakes into something meaningful. He and Michelle still talk regularly, their conversations now tinged with a bittersweet fondness. They've accepted that their relationship has changed, but they've also found a way to cherish what they once had. Jennifer, meanwhile, has become a vocal advocate for mental health and privacy rights. Her campaign against online harassment has gained momentum, and she's using her platform to amplify the voices of those who've been silenced or shamed. She's also returned to acting, choosing roles that challenge her and reflect her growth as a person. The scandal that once threatened to define her has become just one chapter in her story, a chapter she's learned from but refuses to let define her. One evening, as the sun sets over Malibu, Jennifer sits on her porch, scrolling through her phone. She comes across an article about Michelle's memoir and pauses. She's read it, of course, everyone has, but something about the way Michelle writes about forgiveness and moving forward strikes a chord. Jennifer picks up her phone and sends Michelle a text. "Thank you," it reads, "for showing us all how to rise." Michelle responds almost immediately. "We rise by lifting each other," she writes back. It's a simple exchange, but it speaks volumes about the bond they've formed. A few weeks later, Barack receives an unexpected invitation. Jennifer's foundation is hosting a gala to celebrate the launch of a new initiative, and she's asked him to speak. He's hesitant at first. The idea of sharing a stage with Jennifer feels surreal, given their history, but he agrees. The event is a star-studded affair, but the highlight of the night is when Barack and Jennifer take the stage together. They don't address the past directly. Instead, they talk about the importance of resilience, empathy, and second chances. The audience is captivated, not just by their words, but by the unspoken understanding between them. It's a powerful moment, one that leaves everyone in the room, and watching at home, inspired. The story ends with a sense of closure and new beginnings. Michelle, Barack, and Jennifer have each found their own paths forward, but their lives remain intertwined in ways they never could have imagined. They've shown the world that even in the face of scandal and heartbreak, it's possible to find redemption, to grow, and to build something beautiful from the pieces. As the camera fades out, we see them each standing at the edge of new chapters in their lives, looking towards the future with hope and determination. Their stories are far from over, but they've proven that even the most public falls can lead to private triumphs. And in that, there is a lesson for us all. 2 years have passed since the gala that brought Barack and Jennifer together on stage, and life has continued to unfold in ways none of them could have predicted. Michelle's memoir has become a cultural touchstone, sparking conversations about resilience, identity, and the power of storytelling. She's been traveling the world, speaking at conferences and connecting with readers who've been moved by her words. But amidst the whirlwind, she's also taken time to reflect on what she wants for herself, not as a public figure, but as Michelle, the woman behind the title. She started dating again, cautiously at first, but with an openness she hadn't felt in years. It's not about replacing what she had with Barack. It's about rediscovering herself and what makes her happy. Barack, too, has found a new rhythm. His foundation has grown into a global force, bringing together leaders from all walks of life to tackle some of the world's most pressing challenges. He's also reconnected with old friends and hobbies, rediscovering the parts of himself that got lost in the chaos of politics and scandal. He and Michelle still co-parent seamlessly, their bond as parents stronger than ever. They've even started collaborating on a project, a documentary about the importance of family and community in times of crisis. It's a chance for them to work together without the weight of their past hanging over them, and it feels like a new chapter in their relationship. Jennifer, meanwhile, has become a symbol of strength and reinvention. Her foundation's work has gained international recognition, and she's been invited to speak at the United Nations about the impact of online harassment on mental health. It's a full-circle moment for her, a testament to how far she's come since the scandal that once threatened to define her. She's also found love again, this time with someone who values her for who she is, not for her fame or her past. It's a quiet, steady kind of love, one that feels like coming home. One evening, as Michelle is packing for another book tour, she receives a call from Barack. He sounds excited, almost giddy, and it's a side of him she hasn't seen in a long time. "I have an idea," he says, "and I think you're going to love it." He tells her about a new initiative his foundation is launching, a global summit on resilience and reinvention. He wants Michelle to be the keynote speaker, and he's also invited Jennifer to join them on a panel. It's a bold move, one that could reignite old rumors, but Barack believes it's time to show the world that they've moved forward, not just as individuals, but as a testament to the power of forgiveness and growth. The summit is held in New York City, and it's unlike anything anyone has seen before. Leaders, activists, and everyday people from around the world come together to share their stories of overcoming adversity. When Michelle takes the stage, the room falls silent. She speaks about her journey with a vulnerability that leaves the audience spellbound. "We all fall," she says, "but it's not the fall that defines us. It's how we rise." Her words are met with a standing ovation, but the most powerful moment comes when Barack and Jennifer join her on stage. They don't speak much. They don't need to. Their presence together says everything, that even in the face of pain and public scrutiny, it's possible to find healing and hope. The story ends with a sense of quiet triumph. Michelle, Barack, and Jennifer have each found their way through the storm, not just surviving, but thriving. They've shown the world that life is messy, complicated, and unpredictable, but it's also full of second chances and unexpected blessings. As the camera fades out, we see them standing together, not as symbols of scandal, but as living proof that even the most public falls can lead to private triumphs. And in that, there is a lesson for us all. 3 years have passed since the summit in New York, and the lives of Michelle, Barack, and Jennifer have continued to evolve in ways that feel both surprising and inevitable. Michelle's book tour has wrapped up, but its impact lingers. She's become a beacon of hope for women everywhere, not just because of her story, but because of the way she's chosen to live it, with grace, honesty, and an unshakable sense of self. She's also taken on a new role as a mentor, working with young women who are navigating their own challenges. It's fulfilling work, and it's given her a renewed sense of purpose. Her relationship with her new partner is steady and supportive, a quiet counterbalance to the chaos of her public life. She's happy, truly happy, in a way she hadn't thought possible. Barack's foundation has become a cornerstone of global efforts to foster dialogue and understanding. He's traveled to every corner of the world, meeting with leaders and everyday people who are working to make a difference. But he's also made time for himself, hiking, writing, and even taking up painting. It's a side of him that surprises even those who know him best. He and Michelle still collaborate on projects, but their dynamic has shifted. They're no longer bound by the weight of their past. Instead, they found a new rhythm, one built on mutual respect and a shared commitment to making the world a better place. Jennifer, too, has continued to thrive. Her foundation's work has expanded, and she's become a leading voice in the fight for mental health awareness and digital privacy. She's also taken on a new challenge, directing her first film. It's a deeply personal project, one that explores themes of resilience and redemption. The process has been cathartic, a way for her to process her own journey and share it with the world. Her relationship has deepened, and she's found a sense of peace she hadn't known before. She's no longer running from her past. Instead, she's using it as a foundation to build something meaningful. One day, as Jennifer is reviewing footage from her film, she gets a call from Michelle. They've stayed in touch over the years, their bond growing stronger with time. Michelle has an idea, a joint initiative between her mentorship program, Barack's foundation, and Jennifer's mental health advocacy. It's ambitious, but it feels right. Jennifer agrees immediately, and the three of them begin working together in a way they never have before. The project, called Rise Together, aims to empower individuals and communities to overcome adversity and build a brighter future. It's a reflection of everything they've learned, not just from their own experiences, but from the countless stories they've heard along the way. The launch of Rise Together is a global event, streamed to millions of people around the world. Michelle, Barack, and Jennifer take the stage together, their chemistry undeniable. They speak about their journeys with a candor that resonates deeply, but the focus isn't on them. It's on the people they've met, the stories they've heard, and the hope they've found in the most unexpected places. The audience is moved to tears, not just by their words, but by the undeniable proof that even in the face of unimaginable challenges, it's possible to rise. The story ends with a sense of quiet triumph. Michelle, Barack, and Jennifer have each found their way through the storm, not just surviving, but thriving. They've shown the world that life is messy, complicated, and unpredictable, but it's also full of second chances and unexpected blessings. As the camera fades out, we see them standing together, not as symbols of scandal, but as living proof that even the most public falls can lead to private triumphs. And in that, there is a lesson for us all.